Hi, I've finally sussed out my bike camera and I've found a place worthy of it, and the weather was great, so it's all come together on this one film. So I started the filming at the top of Ballard Downs, and it's the road going into Swanage. So it sweeps down. It's not too steep. It's a very nice ride. So the curves are quite gentle, so you can let go and really don't have to worry about the brakes too much. So you can see the camera is looking really good, and there's not much too much jerking, and unlike before when I tried on Gold Hill, I've got it at the right angle, and also you can see the downs in the background very clearly. So I was a bit worried because the camera is so small and the lens looks so small. I thought I was just going to get the road straight ahead, but it looks really lovely. So I started the ride at Canford Cliffs, got the ferry at Sandbanks, crossed over to Studland, and then I started doing a bit of filming. So I'm going to keep that separate, and I'll put that on YouTube later. So you can get this thrilling downhill section through the Purbeck Hills into Swanage, and it's a lovely ride. I've done it about half a dozen times now, and I never tire of it. To the right there's the turn off for Nine Barrow Downs, which is the route across to Corfe Castle, which is another rollicking ride, but that's off-road. And we're just about to come into the outskirts of Swanage and Alwell, just up ahead now. There's a car parking place here on the left. Yeah, just here. So I think you could park here and go mountain biking or walking up onto the downs to Old Harry Rock. So you can see it's still going downhill a bit, but it's starting to flatten out, and the road's quite nice and wide as well. So you can see we're out in the sunlight now. I have to confess I have slightly enhanced the colours a bit with the greens and the yellows, but it was a really nice afternoon because it rained in the morning, so you got that afternoon clearness. It was really nice, but you can see how beautiful it all is. It looks really stunning, and I want to come and live in Swanage basically. So I'm on the pedals at this stage here, so you're just cruising down, so it's so nice, and it's nice tarmac and everything, and so it's a really smooth ride down. There's not so much traffic as well. See, this house on the left here is really nice, isn't it, in HD? I wouldn't mind living there. And then I'm going to take the corner here. I'm going to swing out because the traffic's not so bad, and be a bit naughty. And you can see the nice tarmac, and the blue sky is exquisite, isn't it? And here's another zonking straight section. You just bomb along, cruise along. So nice, especially on my new bike. It's so easy, and it's exhilarating. So when I come back, it's the reverse, of course. So it's a long climb out of Swanage here, but it's not too bad. It's fairly steady. It's only when you get back to the beginning of where the film was, it starts to ramp up a bit. So and when you're going back, you're looking into the Purbeck Hills all the time. It's just it's a stunning view. So it makes it a lot easier. Yeah, from just outside Sandbanks, there's a sign saying it's 7 miles to Swanage, so it's not really that far. So normally I do it in about an hour, but of course it depends on the ferry times and whether you catch it. So when I actually got back on this trip, I was perfect timing and got on the ferry straight away. So I did it in about 50 minutes back to Sandbanks. Last year I walked from Sandbanks all the way to Swanage along the coast, and it's an absolute stonking walk. It took me a couple of hours, but the section once you come from Old Harry's Rock round and you go over the top of looking down onto Swanage, it's just a stunning view. And then you can get the bus, the Breezer bus back to Sandbanks and to Bournemouth, and that's an absolute classic bus ride, especially, and this is coming on the route we've just been. So you're on an open top bus, and it's just a stunning view, and it's a really good ride. So I do recommend that too. So we're nearly there. As you can see the crane here, just ruining the view a bit. You can see the sea coming into view now, and the road goes right along the seafront. So there's not much parking. You see on the side here as you come through. It wasn't so busy today because it rained in the morning, so I don't think so many people came down. But on a nice day, it would be packed out. So I actually went right across the other side of the bay there. Went up the other side. I was going to go to the country park, but then I kind of like chickened out. So I started to slow down here and take it a bit easy going along the seafront. So that's about it for this film. I'm just cruising along. Eventually you see the clock tower, and that's where all the kind of like the outdoor attractions are on the seafront. And you can walk into the high street going on the other side of the bay there. So it's well worth going. I've also done another version of this film where I've speeded it up, and so if you don't want to watch the 6-minute version, you can watch the 90-second version, which is 4 times the speed, which is pretty good actually. So I recommend you watch that. So I'm very pleased with this film. I'm going to start taking some exciting downhill movies, and I'll put some more on YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed this movie. Enjoy the last few seconds, and take care.